Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are making naan bread. The exact origin of naan is not known, but it is believed to have originated in Central Asia or the Middle East several thousand years ago. It is thought to have been introduced to the Indian subcontinent by Persian and Mughal invaders and has since become a staple food in many parts of India, Pakistan, and other neighboring countries. Naan has evolved over time and is now available in different variations, including garlic naan, cheese naan, keema naan, and I have tried a potato naan too. In this recipe, I have mixed all-purpose flour with atta flour. Atta is actually a stone ground whole wheat that is popular in India. We make roti with that. And more than the amount of oil, the use of buttermilk is more important here. And as you can see, this buttermilk is pretty creamy because this is homemade, made over from leftover ghee. And actually in the process of making ghee, a lot of buttermilk is created and I keep it in the fridge. So this buttermilk makes it a little bit softer than a store-bought naan. I think bread is more conceptual than technical. I'm kind of eyeballing the recipe because I cannot give you an exact measurement. You just feel through it. And once you make the bread, how much buttermilk to use, how much oil to use, it's more like how you feel like it, right? But I can tell you only one thing, that the dough has to be a little bit wet because this is a yeasty dough, and once you keep it proof it for about an hour and a half, you expect the dough to rise almost double. So let's follow along the recipe and I'll give pointers on the way. Whether you make roti, a naan, or kulcha at home, you know it's a very organic method, right? It just, the bread seems to grow organically. And here, once you have covered the bowl where it is proofing, and keep it for about 90 minutes till it doubles in size, you can take it out and add anything to it, like parsley, cilantro is added, as well as garlic. What I am using after it has risen in size is the sprouts that you can make at home for adding to salads. And the sprouts work very well with this dough because it gives some kind of a tanginess and a little bit of bitterness to the naan that goes well with your curry. Once the sprouts and garlic are added to the dough, knead them and let them rise for another 30 minutes, covered or uncovered. And once you start rolling out the dough, make sure that the balls you make are big enough and the rollout of the dough is pretty thick, because it has to be way thicker than a roti, because once you put it on the tawa, it's not going to rise as much as a roti, but it will still be soft. An authentic naan needs to be cooked in an authentic tandoor. This technique involves rolling out the dough, opening the lid of the tandoor, and slapping the bread onto the wall of the oven where it will stick. But we don't have a tandoor at home, right? So I'm cooking it right on the flame with an iron pan. And the iron pan provides the retention of heat, helps the naan bake. This is called open flame baking, and there are other ways of doing it too. I can give you the oven method which you can follow for making other kinds of naan. To make naan in an oven, heat the oven to 455 Fahrenheit and place 2 cookie sheets in the heat. On a lightly floured surface, roll out each ball into a teardrop shape about half an inch thick and sprinkle with sesame seeds or garlic or whatever, and then grease the hot cookie sheets and, working in batches, place them to bake for about 5 or 6 minutes till golden brown and puffed. And this is different here because I am actually greasing the pan on which to place the dough. The open flame baking that I am doing is much faster because it takes 2 minutes to bake the naan on each side. And as you can see here, once you see bubbles forming over, turn the naan over and then bake it for another 2 minutes till it's done. And don't expect it to be fluffy like I said before, but it is going to be very soft. And the recipe is in the description box, guys. So if you want to make it, let me know how yours turned out. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe.